Check.
Check.
Check. Guys, if you're watching live, you'll notice that between Annie and I, there is a window washer who's moving strange. Who's moving some type of way.
People have been washing your windows for actually weeks.
And do you know the irony of it all? That I have not had these windows washed yet. I have not had the condo's windows washed yet. But seriously, since I've lived here in 4 years, no one's washed these windows.
Really?
It was a huge thing. It was a huge thing in the condo that, like, people weren't washing the windows. So they said, let's wait till you finally reunite with your co-host. and
let's also wait until you hit record, because I've been here for an hour, but we had to catch up before this on some things that can't be said on the pod.
Not yet.
And then as soon as the window washer got to our level, we're like, well, anyway, we should start. So if you hear clunking in the backdrop, it's because there's a very hectic window washing operation.
Yeah.
In that he's not on a platform. Mm-hmm. Which I thought they always were. He's actually... Oh my god, also look at this scrubby brush.
No, I know. It's filthy. It's like, these aren't clean windows. Look at that window over there. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
See,
I know.
the streak marks? This isn't productive, because basically what we're looking at here, if you want to come on the video on the YouTube, get on here, take a peek. There's just a guy loosely hanging behind us with a plunger that he presses against the window.
Like a suction cup handle.
Yeah, this is...
And then...
No seat even. I keep looking at him.
No seat. I mean, he's sitting in a harness, I guess. But then he takes out like a broom, like a broom brush.
Yeah.
And then like a push broom brush.
Yep.
And then wipes it. Actually,
oh, look, there's another set of feet. Another guy's coming down.
Oh.
See over there?
Yeah,
oh, you missed it.
side.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
Here he comes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, any banging you hear in the background is a loose man banging against the wall.
We need to post a clip on our socials just in case people don't want to go.
Yeah, if you don't want to watch YouTube, we're just gonna.
I do feel like you need to see this.
And they're moving quick. They're moving quick. Well, not quick enough, really. Still taking a while. And you know what? There has to just be a more productive way than this. To go down all the time.
This building also has 50 floors?
Yes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Anyway. So,
Matt Samdahl.
Yeah.
I'm Annie.
Oh, yeah. Are you allowed to say Annie from what yet?
No.
Okay. Next week.
I don't even know if then.
Okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. I had to sign an NDA and I got quite a social media
block
thing, guideline thing from the network.
Ooh, the network.
So I was like, this might count.
Yeah. I feel like people, I feel like I keep reading recently that NDAs, not like I'm saying you should break your NDA right now, but I'm just saying in recent years, I have noted that I think NDAs, aren't that serious. I don't think they can really be enforced.
But I think there's a difference between, okay, I'm not going to go to jail, and, I would like to recur on this show.
Yes, for sure. So that's different. But I'm saying, if you had to break your NDA because this show turns out to treat you horribly, it's fuck you. NDA out the window. Hire a lawyer,
and I actually just think the NDA is more pertains to giving info about the show.
The amount of NDAs
rather
I have
than
to sign,
being treated poorly. I think I'm allowed to say about that.
No, you're going to be treated really well.
Well, yeah,
they'll like you probably.
I hope so.
The thing about NDAs that I signed one today for Prime Video. I don't know what the NDA is related to, so I can say that I signed it. But basically, they just hit me up and they're like, we got something going on, and then they
tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you when it happens for sure. Oh, come on, guys. Who the hell is signing an NDA and not telling their best friend?
No, that's bonkers.
That's for nerds, squares that really follow the rules.
Yeah.
Get over it. But anyway, yeah, I'm signing this NDA. They just were like, cool opportunity alert. We need to know by the end of the day. And I literally within 5 seconds sent this NDA back, and I was like, what the fuck is up?
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll let you know, and then sent me a set of eyeballs.
On what platform?
Email.
Oh.
Yeah, so Prime's really fun. That's what I'll divulge.
That's
something
fun.
I'll say.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's such a low-stakes NDA. It's okay, I'll sign that.
No, it's probably about what? Use your head. It's probably about a show or something that they want to do, a rollout for with TikTok influencers. It's not like that's a secret. It's just obviously the details are. And I won't tell them because I signed an NDA. And only
Don't
Annie
even
will
try. I'll know.
Yeah.
But that's
don't
because we
try
tell
and
each
impress
other
Annie.
all of our secrets.
We do tell each other all of our secrets.
You gotta have one person that knows all your secrets.
Yeah, my husband certainly does not know all my secrets.
No, hell no.
Absolutely not. I wonder what it's like to be in a relationship like that, where your husband knows more than your friends. Like, obviously, your husband knows more about some parts of you than your friends.
Not really, though.
Like my body.
Not yet.
Like my pussy.
Oh, yeah, but those aren't, like, secrets.
Your pussy's not a secret?
Not
I thought
anymore.
your pussy was a secret.
What?
I actually thought your pussy was a secret. Like, my pussy's not a secret.
Right. Mine's more of a secret.
Yours is definitely more of a secret. Yours is a whispering eye, and mine is like a screaming hound. Annie's pussy's a secret, but mine's not. I got a labiaplasty.
That's true. And I did get to see pictures of that, which was nice.
Yeah.
You've never seen a photo.
No, you know what's so funny? I was thinking about this. When I showed Annie pictures of my labiaplasty, she was like, wait, where's the after?
I didn't say what.
She was like, wait,
I said,
why is it still wide open?
I said, does it close?
Does it close? No. And he's like, oh, sorry, mine's like a clam. Yours is a secret. It actually is a secret.
Closes.
Mine is not a secret. If I pull my pants down, you will see you will know what's going on. If you pull your pants down, you still have to do some rummaging around to see the final result.
You have to open up.
Yeah, you got to open it up. Like a clam. Mine is like a screaming ghost. Ah! Like that raven at the cottage last week. Ah! Every time Joe fucks me, my vagina screams in his face like a ghoul.
Oh my god.
Anywho, why were we talking about that? Not your choice for sure.
Secrets, NDAs. Oh yeah.
Secrets.
Can I talk about the project?
Yes.
No. And like, it's honestly, it's not that exciting.
Oh,
it's
guys.
not like it's not that the project isn't. It's that like my role in it is not.
But honestly, even when someone gets a role in anything, if it's like kind of an exciting vibe, I don't really care what their role is.
You'll
I'm
be
still
able to
watching.
watch it. That's what's exciting for me. For like, as a girl who has only done like indies or Hallmark movies that you have to kind of just like hope to catch when you turn on the TV. Like, not since Degrassi have I been in, I guess, or when I've had a movie in TIFF where it's like, okay, you can actually go and buy tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It hasn't been easy to like point people to anything I've done. So it's actually more just exciting to be like, yeah, you can actually just turn on a streaming service that everyone has and go to this episode and see something I'm in.
That is really nice. Yeah, I will say though, I've seen your Lifetime movies an astonishing amount of times.
But through me.
No.
Oh, on TV?
cable. Don't you know this whole thing where like me and my mom
Goes
caught
to
Christmas Pass is
Okay,
on
that
a
one.
lot.
Yeah.
That one's popping around.
That's
and even
true.
not at Christmas time sometimes.
But still, you have to just be lucky
so
that
how
day.
fucking lucky have I been? I think I've seen it at my parents' house, and then Joe's mom recorded it because she records that shit anyway. So I was going through her like recordings like last year, and I was like, "That's Annie's movie," and she was like, "What?" And then we all sat down and watched it.
That's so cute.
And it's a really good Christmas movie, so I feel like everybody should maybe watch it.
I know, everyone should. That's actually my favorite one.
Easily. No, I like Teen Lust.
Oh, I meant of like the Hallmark movies,
Of the last like 10 years.
Yeah, not the favorite movie I've done.
Favorite movie you've done is Teen Lust. Solo.
No, it's Solo. Probably.
Yeah, okay, true. Solo's really good. If you guys want to be scared, go watch Solo this Halloween season.
But good luck finding it.
Good luck finding it. Is it on Shudder?
On who?
Oh, the horror movie streaming service that I'm a part of.
Perhaps it is.
If it still exists.
Let me know.
I've had a Shudder membership for quite some time. And my agent Andrew was actually a producer for Shudder. He's a horror guy.
Okay.
Makes sense that he paired up with me, even though I only write rom-coms.
But you're a spooky chick.
But I am a little bit spooky.
Speaking of movies,
guys, okay.
I need to hear about this.
You need to hear about it because I actually think I'm going to say this again on my TikTok. So anybody that wants to be spared from this, unfollow me, I guess. I am the biggest, and Annie can attest to this, fan of Twister, the Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton Twister.
Yes.
It's like my comfort movie besides The Conjuring, but like a more comforting comfort movie, even though it's about natural disasters. I just feel like the vibe of like being in the 90s and like whatever, I just like that. So anyway, I've always liked that movie. Also, Twister is nonstop action. There is a tornado every 3 seconds in Twister. So that's pretty sick. What's funny is Helen Hunt has been talking about a Twister sequel for years. Like she's like, if they write it, I will fucking do it. Bill Paxton unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, I think, from a heart attack or something. I don't know why I had to give you the cause of death.
Look it up.
He's just no longer with us. And
I will say, the window looks good. Where he just cleaned.
You know why the window looks good? Because there's no direct sun that way. It's north facing.
Oh.
See? Over here, we got west facing. And do you see all those streaks? Because
Yeah.
the sun is setting in the west.
Okay, that's true.
So any north facing window can be a hack job.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So anyway, I go see this movie. I have not been... Okay, do you want to also know something fucking crazy? Joe and I have never been to a movie together. Ever. That's how little I go to the movies.
Right. Yes. It's very...
Never...
You know what's funny? Luke and I have, but more when we first started dating, because Luke doesn't really like going to the movies, but I do. But then I just realized the other day, because I want to see Twisters, I was like, I want to go to the fucking movies. Like, it's actually crazy that I don't do this thing that I did a lot.
Yeah.
Because I got with someone who... Like, I guess I didn't realize how much in my relationships that was kind of being driven by the other person, maybe. Or, like, since we both liked it, it was always top of mind as something to do. Mm-hmm. And then I said to him, like, I want to go see this movie. And he was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, soon. But I don't know when. But we will.
Okay, because you know what the thing is? Two things. One, I think COVID really put a wrench in movies.
Yeah.
Because then so many things started being available to buy at home. So, like,
when sooner.
So when we moved here, I remember...
And movies are so long that it's like, okay, I would rather just watch a 3-hour movie at home.
That is so what it is. Like, so many things. Like, when we watched Oppenheimer, which we've also talked about on the pod, it's like... I loved, like, it was, I don't know how much it was.
We both took an intermission.
We both took an intermission. You do your own thing, whatever. But I remember during COVID, like, all those movies that were set to release that year, like, you could buy them. They were, like, $30. It was expensive, but, like, you could just have them for, like, 3 days. So I did that with Cruella randomly. I think I did it with, like, a few other movies when the movie theaters were still closed. So it's like, we just never went to the movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we also don't really have the same taste. Like, I've been to the movies, just not with him. Like, I went and saw Barbie with the girls.
Oh, yeah.
I saw, like... all the Avengers without him.
Right.
He doesn't care about that. And, like, the movies that I'm willing to see in
theaters...
But it's
funny because he's down to go to the movies alone.
Yeah, but he wants to watch weird shit. Like, for example, Joe's favorite movie is Parasite.
Oh. That's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that.
Ever?
I've seen, like, snippets of it, but there was another one he was obsessed with called The Platform. He likes these, like, dystopian... Like not Parasite, obviously, but like there was this whatever. He likes like weird Squid Game dystopian type like shit, and I'm like, I don't fuck with that. Like we don't really like the same. And I like action movies, or like superhero movies,
which are also ones you would want to see maybe in the theater more.
Yes, those I'd want to see in the theater more because you know the lore. Like he doesn't know any Marvel lore. It's so hard to get him. Like I'm trying. Like next week, Deadpool's coming out, and like this Deadpool MCU universe shouts out is gonna be electric to the point where they think Taylor Swift is playing Lady Deadpool.
What?
They think it's gonna be Taylor Swift. I think it's gonna be Blake Lively, but if it's Taylor Swift, that'd be fucking sick. They just show Lady Deadpool walking out of like the multiverse hole because there's just a bunch of different versions of Deadpool that come from all these different universes, and you see Lady Deadpool.
And you're gonna find out in this movie?
You're gonna find out in the movie for sure, yeah. And it's like also, just so you know, because Annie sometimes likes when I explain Marvel to her.
Yeah, I do.
They resurrected Wolverine. Wolverine dead. He died.
Oh, they like to do that.
They like to do that, but they don't always do it, only if the actor is willing. Like, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. will come back for Iron Man.
Okay.
In the next 5 years. I think it's very possible that in 10 years he'll be like, yeah, I want that paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking rise from the dead.
So how do they do that? How do they resurrect and everyone buys it?
Easy, Annie. I'm glad you asked. The multiverse. So it's just like multiple universes. You can jump into different ones. You can time travel. You can. So I think probably how they got Wolverine back in this one, I'm guessing, is Deadpool goes to another universe to get him.
Okay. Doesn't that mess with the stakes? Like, so if every death is like not really final,
totally,
then why would you care?
You can only care if they like make you care with other things. Like when Black Widow dies, like when Scarlett Johansson's character dies, like they make it clear that this is an irreversible thing because she's dying for an Infinity Stone. And if you die for the stone, you can't reverse it. When Tony Stark dies, it's like the same kind of thing. It's like he's dying with the Infinity Stones. Like that's how he dies. So I think it's like something about like that's now the universe that
and I guess they don't always bring people back, so you never know. So it's like you have to kind of assume that they're dead unless
the actor feels like doing it. So it is kind of like the stakes are high because you know, like as a fan, you know all of their contracts were up with Endgame.
Right.
Like they
But why would the actors not want to do it?
Because they've been doing it for like 15 years. It's like, why do people not want to be on their TV shows anymore?
Yeah.
It's like Iron Man 1 came out in like 2007. It's like he's been playing Iron Man forever. He's done.
But I feel like people don't want to be on their TV shows anymore because it takes up so much time from other stuff that they want to do. And maybe it's the same with this, but like most of the time it's because TV actors want to become movie stars.
Right.
And so it's interesting to be like, to reach this pinnacle of movie stardom, the biggest paycheck you could ever receive, probably the biggest amount of power on set you could have too, of like dictating when it's going to be shot and what and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to like, unless you're wanting to get back to your roots of other types of acting, or if you just don't want to work at all, it seems like that would be like the cushiest job
I think
to have.
that is what it is, though, because I think they just find it boring after a while.
Yeah.
Like, I think Avengers movies take years to film, first of all. Like, they're filming them for fucking ever. And, like...
Well, yeah, the budgets are so huge, they can take forever to shoot.
Yeah, and they're probably just like, we've been doing this for too long, and like, that's...
and like want to end it on a high.
Yeah, and probably the Marvel Universe, too, is like, okay, we're going to sign you on for, like, literally 30 movies, or whatever the hell it is. Like, it's so many movies that they're all in and have crossovers in. And they're like, all right, this is going to be your last movie, and then we also want to, like, bring in some new superheroes. You can't, like, have them, and then now you're going to be legacy players, and we'll fucking bring you back randomly.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Wolverine just out of nowhere is going to be in this Deadpool. It's pretty cool. So they can do that in the future.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the stakes are really what you know the stakes are as a fan. Like, when you watched Endgame, you knew, like, every Marvel fan knew that this was their last movie. So it wasn't even juicy when they died.
Right.
It's only going to be juicy if they come back, and you're going to know they're going to be back because the actor's going to be weird about it. They're going to be like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Right. And then they're just going to be back, for sure. I think all of them will come back. That's my prediction. Cool. But anyway, I went to see Twisters because I have not wanted to go to the movies for, like, an opening night since, like, literally a Marvel thing or, like, Harry Potter, like, when I was a child, like, whatever. So I wanted to go. We get our friends Halen and Henry, who are also, like, big movie guys. They're, like, always at the movies. So I'm like, I'm going to see Twisters. They're like, we are fucking in. And then Halen brings her brother. Her brother's favorite movie is also Twister. We're like, yes. Joe is kind of like, I'll come because what the fuck else am I going to do? But he's definitely, like, he's never seen Twister. He's not into...
He's never even seen the original?
No, he refused.
Why?
Well, he didn't refuse. Like, a week before, he was like, do I have to see the original to get into the new one? And I'm like, no, because it's not a sequel. It's a remake.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, whatever.
It's like a reboot, right? Like, it's not the same story,
yeah,
is
but
it?
it's...
that's one of your...
Okay. Let me... Guys, spoilers. Like, and honestly...
Okay, but not too many spoilers. I still want to see it.
Okay, you know what? This isn't going to take away from the movie because I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
It's the same as the original movie.
Okay.
So you're not watching it, like, nothing fucking crazy happens. Like, it's literally the same storyline. Girl fucking loses...
But if you're going to go see Twisters and you don't want to hear this... We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
Even though I hope she doesn't talk about it too much because I still do want to see it.
You asked for this.
I want to hear your thoughts on the movie.
Okay.
Not like spoilers.
Okay, I won't totally...
As much.
Okay, it's going to be a bit of both.
Okay, so skip ahead.
Yeah, but not like full spoilers, okay? Like, there's... this is what I'm saying. There's nothing to spoil. Like,
I know, but I kind of forget the first movie.
Oh, okay. Well, just watch it before you watch the second one.
Okay. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, for sure.
Or will I be like... This sucks compared.
You'll be like, the second one sucks compared to the first.
So maybe I shouldn't watch the first one.
I think you'll think the second one sucks anyway. And I'm going to tell you why. This isn't a spoiler. You're going to understand this immediately. Horrible writing.
Oh.
Okay. There's a scene in it where literally this guy's trying to get Daisy Edgar Jones, who, by the way, I don't know what else she's been in, but she was trash in this movie.
Was she?
Like, no personality. It's, again, this could come down to the writing. Zero personality. There were scenes where turns out she was supposed to be scared. I thought she was just being sketchy. Like, I did not know her intention the entire movie. She had
that seems like her fault.
I don't want to, like, I don't want to fucking stand on any toes if people really like this chick, but, like, I've never seen her in anything else, and she was not good. Honestly, no one could be that good because the writing was so fucking terrible.
Okay.
But she specifically, I could not catch her vibe. Like, I didn't know if she was sad or excited or determined or scared. Like, I literally didn't know. Like, the acting to me was fucking brutal. I'm like, okay, so that was one thing. And also, she was nothing. So when all the guys are after her, it makes no sense.
Okay.
She's not a compelling character enough for, like, fucking Glenn Powell, who also is just playing a pretty basic kind of, like, rootin' tootin', like, you know, he's playing like one of those classic guys like in a monster truck that's just like, I'm here for the fucking vibes, like whatever. Okay. Even he brought something to it, but his character was also one-dimensional as fuck. And then Anthony Ramos, who we love from Hamilton, could not say enough good things about Anthony Ramos. He probably gave the best performance in it, but still not great because the writing was so trash. There was literally a line, one of those classic lines where it's like, we need you on board. You're the smartest mind of our generation. And she's like, why? And he's like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to literally act this out for you. He makes a tornado. He goes, so picture a tornado. And he stirs a cup of water. So a cup of water is now making a tornado.
Okay.
And then he goes, my team and I have developed 3 Spencers. So if you put one here and here and here, he puts a triangle of sugar packets around the water that's spinning in the cup. He goes, if you put one here, here, and here, you have, and she goes, a complete 3-dimensional image. This is amazing. I'm like, that was it? Use more jargon. That's the plan? Say more shit about storms. Like, oh, you took a 3-dimensional like, she finishes the sentence like she's the genius, like, you're the smartest mind of our generation. She's like, holy shit, wait, you figured out how to make a 2-dimensional picture 3? Buckle me up. And then she goes, literally, you could call every line out in this movie. And then obviously...
Also, you need a sugar packet to show me that?
He goes up, guys, he goes up to they're at a diner. He goes up to the fucking server and goes, my man, can I borrow these for a sec? And takes 3 sugar packs out of, like, the thing. And the guy, you know, he's doing too much. He's going, okay, why would you need these sugar packets? Like, so weird. Like, he's doing something so fucking crazy right now by making a triangle around a glass of water.
Also, as if you even need to ask for sugar packets. They're in those little things.
Yeah.
To take.
You
don't need to ask.
My man, can I borrow those for a second?
Okay.
Yeah, the guy's like, wow, he must be doing something really weird with those. No, he's doing something too normal with those.
That's going to be me in my scene. Like, I'm basically that character.
Oh, okay, the one that's saying get on board for don't say anything.
No, I'm basically the guy being like, okay. Like,
you need that guy.
I'm going to do a lot with it.
Okay, good. You know what? Maybe see Twisters, because you might draw inspiration from that.
I might. It also takes place in a diner, my scenes.
Amazing. And do you know what the thing is? If that guy didn't say okay, maybe I wouldn't know that he was about to do something crazy.
So true.
So you need those supporting characters.
Maybe you think, whoa, just took those sugar packets and didn't even ask?
What a crazy dude. But he did ask. He said, my man. And that's what also threw me from that scene. My man, can I take these? I'm like, well, you don't really need to be that friendly with it. But anyway. So anyway, then you can fucking call this scene out. Like, this is, again, I can't see this being a spoiler because, of course, she's like, I'm not chasing anymore. Literally in the trailer. And then he goes, Kate, with your help, we could save so many people because of this 3-dimensional image. He points back to the glass and the sugar packets. And then she goes, I can't but... Okay, if I say I can't but, what do you think she's going to say next? And then she gets up and leaves.
Just this once?
No, I can't.
I can't, but...
It was really good seeing you. Don't you know when like someone ends a conversation like that in shit writing, it's like... Instead of figuring out a normal way for them to leave, they'll just randomly say, it was really good seeing you.
Immediately leave.
Yeah, but it was good to see you. Just gets up and leaves. And he goes, Kate! And she's like, I'm sorry. Okay. So there's that.
Okay. Yeah, that's annoying.
So annoying. So there's that, and that kind of carries through the whole movie.
Also, isn't she really young looking?
She's young looking at the beginning when, like, whatever, and then it fast forwards 5 years. It's the same as the original Twister. You know how, like, Helen Hunt loses her dad in the thing?
Yes.
She also has a Twister-related accident, which I won't spoil because it's not the same. But then it fast forwards 5 years, and they're like, get back on the road, baby.
What's a Twister?
A tornado.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tornado.
I just didn't know if it was a separate thing.
No, it is a tornado. And, oh my God, I honestly, I think we need to wait another week for me to talk about the ending of the movie, or at the very least, you need to see it because the ending is fucking horrible. And I actually can't give anything else away without kind of spoiling how stupid it is. It's not, but it's, again, I would not call it a spoiler because it just ends how you would expect it to. But not really. Can I say one thing? Okay, Sam's going to say one thing. If you care about this movie, skip ahead. This was the biggest piss off. Okay, just tell me. I don't really care. I don't really care about spoilers that much. Also, like, I do for something, like,
the Succession finale or something like that. No, I'm just saying, actually, there's a degree to spoilers, and, like, for this, like, how much am I that, like, I don't know.
This spoiler is, I think, will spark a discussion, because I feel like it was a choice on their part. So the whole movie, obviously, you can see from the trailer, she and Glenn Powell are the two, right? Yeah. And, like, they try and make it a little bit of a love triangle with Anthony Ramos, but it doesn't work. He falls off.
A three-dimensional picture?
Yeah, they try and make it a 3D. Yeah.
I'm the smartest mind of our generation.
You are. A three-dimensional picture. A triangle. A love triangle?
Anthony Ramos?
Anthony Ramos as well. Anyway, so they have all these moments throughout, obviously, Glenn Powell in the rain. Glenn Powell with his shirt, like, shows up, like, whatever. You know, and he turns out to be a great guy.
Does he do it for you, Glenn Powell?
You know what's funny? I feel like I'd really like to hang out with him, like, as a vibe. But no, when I picture, like, having sex with him, no.
Yeah, he's not, like, he's objectively, obviously attractive, but he's not, like, I'm not like, oh my God. Yeah. That's my guy.
I think he's a little too pretty for me.
Yeah, he's too much of a, like, Ken doll engineered hunk. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I also think he'd be, like, nice to have a drink with.
For sure.
But I'm not like, oh my God.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't kick him out of bed.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh, Glenn Powell's in it. Like, he's no Leo Woodall to me.
No. Of course not Leo Woodall or Ansel Elgort. Just kidding. Not anymore. We don't talk about him anymore.
Ansel Elgort
Before.
In the shower only.
In the shower. Do you like Ansel Elgort? So we've told this so many times.
I know.
You guys know that Annie used to like Ansel Elgort before he got canceled. So then, so whatever. They're setting up this whole thing, like between Daisy and Glenn. Kind of brutal names too. And actually, I don't mind Daisy. Yeah. And, they don't kiss at the end. They don't kiss ever. So the last scene of the movie...
Okay, that's not a bad spoiler.
No, it's only a spoiler because a normal person, when the movie's kind of shit, you're going through it going, well, this is going to develop. Like, this relationship, at the very least.
I'll watch a bit of a love
Someone's going to make out. Hopefully. There are so many moments where they get kind of close. At the same time, though, it's not that deep. Like, you know that they're interested in each other, but you can't really see it because I don't know why he'd be interested in her, and I don't really see her attraction to him either. It's such bad writing.
Yeah, but you just know in a movie it's supposed to have a kiss.
Yes. Oh, he chases her at the end, you know, because his whole thing is, if you want it, chase it, because he's a tornado chaser.
Right.
And... or if you feel it, chase it, whatever, and whatever. So he chases her at the end, and you think they're going to kiss, and they never kiss, and it just cuts to credits. And it's like, I feel like there was some sort of, like, feminist presence.
I was just about to say that.
Being like, this is a statement. It's about her work, guys. It's not really about... Guys, let me tell whoever made that choice something. I'm looking straight into camera right now. That was the dumbest fucking shit you could have done. The movie's stupid. I'm sorry, you did not make something good. Even the original Twister is not that deep. Someone's got to make out. Like...
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you still did make it about that. So, like, don't have a love story at all, or make it juicy. Yeah. Like, or why doesn't she chase him then? If it's like that. But it's funny to be like, well, they're
what
not
were you
saying
trying
this,
to do? Preserve the action?
If they were trying to do that, it is funny to be like, it's not about that. And it's like, well, you did end the movie with this question.
Yes.
Yeah. No, so you got us, you put it in our heads.
Yeah. Well, you made him chase her. Mm-hmm. You gave them a whole romantic storyline, and then with no reward. It's kind of like how our friend Liz always says, you shouldn't play with laser toys with cats, because cats need to get something at the end. It's not good for them psychologically to just chase a laser that disappears. And that's on cat owners.
Wow. I've never heard that.
She just
Liz.
told me that.
Which is weird because I'm the cat.
Because I bought her a fucking cat laser, and I said, do you ever use that cat laser? And she goes, no. It's like, it fucks them up if they have something they're chasing that they don't get to, like,
tangible
in the end.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. I'm a cat chasing a laser.
It's so true. Good analogy.
Yeah. It really pissed me off. And then, like, I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, I know they were thinking...
Is it like a cutoff moment where she, like, smiles and it's sort of like, okay, the next logical moment is that they're together? Or, like...
The next logical moment is that they're together, but it's not that they're together, like, kissing and making love. It's that they're about to go chase a storm.
Right.
So maybe the whole idea is, like, they love storms more than they could ever love each other. I don't know. Like, really weird. Like, I was like...
Maybe they didn't want to end on a kiss because...
You could have put it anywhere. You
Well,
could have
yeah.
put it fucking anywhere.
Or kiss and then go off and chase your storm.
How about you guys were stuck in so many fucking random tornadoes together? How about just passionately kiss after one tornado? You don't have to do it again. I know where we're at now.
Yeah.
But like after at least one
Let us see that. Why would you even hire Glenn Powell?
And why is he in the rain? You know what you did. You put him in a cowboy hat, white t-shirt, soaking wet. Like, and then he goes into her barn and they don't even make out. What the fuck was that? You guys had such a good opportunity there to actually make some money with
I bet she was pissed too.
Then I started wondering, was it in her contract? Was it in one of their contracts?
No. The only thing I've seen her in is Normal People, and she is fucking in that movie. I've seen her whole naked body.
Okay, so then what the hell was this? Why didn't she push for it? Maybe because she was like, honestly, this movie sucks. I don't care. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no way she was reading those lines being like, this is good. And then when they did introduce storm vernacular, it was always at like weird times. It was like out of nowhere. Now they're telling you like, and then the sun and the moisture in the air is at 0.2 decibel. Like, it's like, what? Why now are you making this complicated? Earlier, you explained this to me like an elementary school child. Like, what the fuck is this movie? I walked out of there so pissed off. I was like,
and what did everyone else think?
I turned to Joe and I was like, Joe, I won't lie to you, because I made him go to that. I was like, I won't lie to you. That was fucking bad.
What do you think?
He was like, I just don't get how there was always a tornado. And I'm like making an impression of Joe that he doesn't talk like that. I just don't
thinking
get.
that. I'm like, he's not that gruff. I just don't get.
It's my fantasy. Joe's a soft boy.
He's like smokes a pack a day. Like,
I just don't get why there were so many tornadoes. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's in the original Twister as well. There's a tornado every 2 seconds in both movies.
Right.
That's why people like it. It's like, it doesn't stop. Like, you don't
Right.
get bored. In fact, in this movie, it was 2 hours. And there was, you know what? For a brief period of time, they went a little too long without a tornado. They went a little too long without a tornado.
yeah, at least have a love story then if you're not going to have a tornado all the time.
Yeah, and even when the tornadoes
some
were
kissing.
in play, I wasn't crazy about them.
So did he not like it?
He was just like, okay. Like, he's
So,
like,
yeah.
he didn't like it. Like, he wouldn't watch it again, but I'm not saying, like, I did not like it, like,
Yeah.
actively. He was just like, all right, that was weird. But I'm like, I actually hated it because I love the original Twister
And are
so
you
much.
now, like, you have to watch the original to him?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I said that when we left. I'm like, we should watch the original Twister. And then the next
He's probably like, please
he's like,
no.
I don't need to see
Give me
20
a day.
more
Give me
tornadoes.
like one night's rest.
I know. And then the other day I did something annoying. I made him watch the first 10 minutes of Deadpool, but he was on his way to bed. So I'm like, stop. Sit down, 10 minutes, Deadpool. And he was like, obviously enthralled. You can't not be.
Sit down, 10 minutes, Deadpool.
He's like, why do you keep doing this shit to me? Because I'm like, I do this to you because I know you don't like Marvel movies, so I try and feed it to you in like little
That is
bites.
a good way, because like it
Get you
sounds
hooked.
that would work on me. FYI, too bad we don't still live together.
Yeah, that is
but
too bad.
I like the thought of putting on one of those movies doesn't tickle me and
Yeah.
sounds kind of like daunting and annoying. But if I'm in a scenario where I'm watching one, I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, 100%. You
Yeah.
can't put on Deadpool and not be like, this is fun. He breaks the fourth wall too much for that.
Yeah.
A little too much fun.
A little too much
A little
fun.
too much fun.
You know what Luke and I watched last night?
What?
The Gossip Girl pilot.
Oh, so good.
And now we're going to do
Yes.
a rewatch together.
Was he into it?
Oh, yeah.
Of
I
course.
didn't know he liked Gossip Girl as much as me. Like,
I'm not
I was-
surprised because him and Joe are both little bitches.
Yeah,
that like
and they're our
gossip.
age, which makes sense.
Yeah,
which
true.
I love it. In these times, like do you ever have this with Joe? Like there's it actually comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Times where I'm like, I am so glad we're born in the same year.
Yes.
Like it's actually just great.
Yes, it's amazing.
We have so many the same references, exact same memories of things. And yes, I'm sure it would be the same if it was like 93, 92, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, something about 92 and 92, it's like you
yeah,
get
and
me.
also when you like call back times, you can be like grade 6.
Yes.
That was grade
And
6
like,
for us both.
something with Gossip Girl, it's like, okay, actually that was at such a time in our lives
Yeah.
that maybe if we were a couple years apart, we wouldn't have been into this at the
Totally.
same time.
Totally.
But yeah, so he watched it and we didn't know what we were going to watch. We were like, we just need like a show on the
Something.
go kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then I said like, because I knew you've been talking about watching Gossip Girl and I really want to do a rewatch. And then I was like, should we just watch Gossip Girl? And he was like, okay. And I
Whoa.
wasn't expecting him to like answer so quickly. I was like, oh. And then he put it on and then he was like, I haven't watched it in so long. And he was
Yeah.
being like, Oh, yeah, and remember when this part... And I was like, oh, so you, like, really know Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, knew the... And we, like, both said the same line at the same time. And I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't know you were so into this. This is so exciting.
Oh, my God.
You know when... I love this line. Talk about good writing.
Okay.
When Serena's going to go out with Dan.
Yeah.
Like, that for... In the pilot, he, like... to get out of, like, her mom's thing, she's like, oh, I'm going out with him or whatever. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, so you'll pick me up at 8. And he's like, you're really going to go out with some guy you don't know? And she
can't be worse than any of the guys I do know. Yeah,
and
of course, that was good writing.
So that excited me.
That is really exciting. And do you know what? It's so weird. I wonder if this is like a thing. I don't know if I'm not growing up right now, so I don't know. I mean, we're always growing up. But I'm
never
not,
stop growing and learning.
Never stop growing, no, until you die. But I'm thinking more like, I don't know if guys right now, do they get into show, like, I feel like in the early 2000s, it wasn't like Femme or something for guys to watch the OC.
Right.
Guys were like into the OC and Gossip Girl and One Tree Hill. Like, they were into those shows.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even know what would be that show for
I don't know
kids.
because the CW doesn't really like exist anymore. Like,
yeah,
I don't know,
but
like
I guess stuff on stream. Oh, or like Euphoria maybe?
Yeah, but Euphoria
guys watch that.
I know, but it's so not the same because Euphoria is like HBO. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? It's so like it's more like
that's true. CW was so like innocent. Girly in a way.
Yeah, it was girlier.
No, but it's actually not innocent, which is so cool. Like, this is also why Gossip Girl is sick. Like, they are fully drinking, doing drugs. Like, it's not in a scary way. Like, they do it so well.
Yeah.
But they're not trying to like make it seem like people don't do this. But also, it is so funny being like actually in high school. When we were watching that, being actually in high school, and they're in high school, and Serena's at like a hotel bar having drinking martinis on her own on like a Wednesday night or something. Yeah. And I love how it's like, this is so realistic. We don't do this. We're at our parents' house on a Monday watching Gossip Girl and drinking tea.
Oh my God, every day. The
best. I at least it was cool to see them showing that kids actually did that instead of like pretending that.
Yeah, the drinking part and then...
Or having sex or something.
Totally. Like, all of that stuff is like... Well, I mean, I feel like having sex was introduced more like earlier. Like, Gossip Girl just made it raunchier. Yeah. Because Dawson's Creek, they were having sex. And that was why Dawson's Creek was like bad.
That's true. And I guess even in Gossip Girl, it's like a big deal that Blair is wants to lose her virginity. Like, they do make a big deal out of like her losing her virginity. They
still treat it with the utmost respect, which I like.
But I like that they have... Like, with Serena, it wasn't like that. You know, it's not like, oh, and every girl really wants to, like, plan to lose her virginity to her boyfriend. Like, I like that Serena kind of fucks around.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That's like me and you.
Is it?
Except, weirdly, I'm like Serena.
Yeah, I was like, what? I lost my virginity to my boyfriend.
Yeah, I lost my virginity to a random guy at a party.
Much later.
What a fucking chirp.
Is that still an insult?
I don't know.
32?
Like it hit. 32, I'm like hurt.
Virgin.
She got me.
Virgin who can't drive.
Ew.
At least you could drive.
Virgin that could drive. Yeah, lucky me.
I got my license about when you lost your virginity.
Guys, Annie got her license at fucking 21, and I lost my virginity at 18.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, wasn't that as old as I thought. That's not.
How old did you think I was?
Like 20. But I guess no, because you were with
Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I lost my virginity at summer after high school.
Oh, after. Okay. In my mind, it was after high school. Yeah.
Because you were a fucking, like, you were a seasoned vet by...
No, it was one guy. I had a long-term boyfriend. It's kind of like, I wasn't going to treat him like Nate.
No, of course not. Of course not. But yeah, I unfortunately, just was like that. That's okay.
Okay, wait. I also wanted to ask about the Jays game. Because Sam and I did catch up for an hour, but we didn't talk about our weekends. And I feel like we haven't talked in a while.
No, we actually haven't.
But
so,
do you want to just say a little something about that? I don't know. I think we were both equally busy.
Very busy.
And now it's Monday.
All I'll say about the Jays game, I can't say too much about it.
Okay. NDA?
NDA, no. Because, okay, before we went to the Jays game, our friend Sam was like, let's get tickets, whatever. And we don't know anything about the Rogers Center. So we all collectively agreed, we don't care where we sit as long as we're not in the sun.
Right.
Because the Jays, for everybody that doesn't know, the Toronto Blue Jays are kind of a crap baseball team that, I mean, they're our team, but they're doing crap. And
our crap baseball team.
They're our crap baseball team, and they play out of a dome that opens, so like you're just sitting in the sun, whatever. I guess you could call it outdoors. So I don't know why I had to tell you how I was outside.
Picture this.
But I was outside. And so we all agree on that, but none of us like know what the stadium looks like. So we're like thinking, we're trying to like do math with the sun. We're like, okay, like it rises in the east and sets in the west, like, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, and that's the second time I've mentioned where the sun goes in this episode. But anyway, and we're like trying to figure it out, and we're like looking at the thing, and there were two options, whatever. And one of them was closer to the field, and one of them was further from the field. So Sam was like, I'm going to get the ones closer to the field, and we all looked at them, and we all deduced that that these seats were under an awning. So we were like, okay, good, get those. So she gets there before me and Joe. And she goes, oh my God, literally, we are in the stark sun. I'm so fucking hot. Like, can you bring sunscreen? I fucked up. Like, whatever. Even though she didn't fuck up. Like, she just made up in her head because she was the one that bought the tickets that she, like, ruined the day for everyone, when really it was like none of us knew where to sit. Like, you just chose the closer tickets.
Is there a shady spot?
Yes, in the outfield.
Okay.
But the only reason we went to this fucking game, and me and Sam were talking about this when I got there, I was like, okay, we don't go to fucking Jays games. Like, they're not a good team, first of all, right now. And secondly, like,
they're long.
What?
They're long.
They're long, and we don't care. And also, like, it's very touristy, right? So, like, and also, obviously now the stadium is full of tourists. Like, it's not like diehard fans are there right now. Maybe some season ticket holders, but we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing really bad this season. I can't stress enough. So it was kind of like the only reason we were there is because Tom's brother was in town from Edmonton. So we're like, let's go to a Jays game or whatever. So anyway, we get there.
I was going to say, that's random.
Yeah.
Plan,
It was really random. No. We would, and Joe and I have obviously never been to a Jays game together, so it was a weekend of firsts. Weekend of watching things together. So then it was so fucking funny because she is taking all this blame on herself. She's fucking beside herself. This is so classic her.
I know.
Not to shout her out too hard, but like I was like, actually, what are you talking about, bitch? Like, she was like, I feel like I ruined everybody's date. Like,
okay, but you guys know you can go sit in other seats.
So we just, oh no, it was full.
Oh.
It was fucking packed. It was crazy.
But even in shittier seats, like,
I actually don't know.
Actually, maybe the shittier seats probably were more.
But you know what the thing is? No one seemed to mind except me.
Oh, and Sam, clearly, because she was.
Well, yeah, Sam was like, I'm getting a fucking sunburn. Also, like, just absolutely stamping the seats with our sweaty asses. Like, it was.
Did you bring a hat?
I brought a hat. Okay. I brought sunscreen. Before Sam even messaged me, I was like, I'm bringing sunscreen because I have zero tolerance for heat. Like, I actually feel fucking delirious when I'm in the heat for that long. So I'm trying to be chill because Sam feels so bad about, like, it being in the sun. But I'm trying to be like, don't fucking worry. I really did not think it was her fault at all.
No,
it was in the sun,
why would it be?
Because it wasn't.
Yeah.
But she felt so bad about it that I was trying to be like, I couldn't turn around and be like, this sun is crazy, man. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. If only there was a way to be like, it's fine and it's not your fault, but I actually hate this.
I cannot tolerate this. I really can't be this chill. So for the first little bit, I was okay. I see a bartender there that I know from the ACC. She fucking is pouring me more than doubles. So I'm like, ruh-roh, spaghetti-o. It's also so hot. I have 2 drinks. 2 drinks. That's nothing for me. That's a fucking joke for me. I can't fucking see. I'm like, I gotta get out of the sun. Like, this is bad. The blood is getting too warm. It's like drinking in a hot tub. Did another man come in?
Yeah, there's another guy over there now cleaning that section.
There's another man.
Wow, that guy's going way faster than the others.
Yeah.
Like, this one has been long gone.
Oh, yeah.
Unless one of them probably is tasked with cleaning the... Oh, I shouldn't give identifiers about your building.
Oh, okay, sure.
Let's move on.
Tell me later. Anyway, long story short, by the end of it, okay, and like I don't get how baseball games work. It's like bottom of the 7th, and then it was the bottom of the 7th for so long until it turned, and then 8 and 9 just flew by. It was weird. It was just like one inning, I guess you call it. It was just so long. And at that point, I looked at Sam and Joe, and I was such a bitch. I was just like, all right, I'll be leaving. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I'll be leaving.
I'm surprised you made it to the Wait.
I waited till the
9th?
end.
That's the end of the game.
The end.
Yeah.
Because I got up, at the end of the 7th, I'm like, I gotta go, guys. I can't fucking sit here
Okay,
anymore.
at the end of the 7th, you said that.
I'll be leaving.
Did you do your stretch? Your 7th inning stretch?
No.
You left before that?
What's the 7th inning stretch?
Oh, the 7th inning, everyone gets up and stretches.
Oh.
And they play a little song.
Oh, they did play that song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Well, they play that.
Oh.
But there's like a
song called Stretching.
No, actually, what do they play? Maybe that is when they play Take Me Out to the Ball Game, actually,
okay.
and everyone stretches.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I even saw that, and if anybody was stretching, I think if you stood up too fast, you'd pass out.
I don't think people are actually like,
yeah.
I think people just kind of get up and
do a little
rah,
yeah.
take me out. You know.
Okay, there was that.
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
some of that.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not remembering like an aerobics class, but I'm remembering.
No. There's
something to that.
It's not like there's someone leading a stretch.
Okay.
It's just
mascot.
it's more of a like everyone gets up out of their seats and let's like take a little breather for the next, I don't know.
Yes.
Innings.
Yes. Well, I just got up and left instead of stretched.
Okay, good. The ultimate stretch.
Yeah, the ultimate stretch. And Sam and I walked around a little bit too, but I was just like, I can't stand here anymore. I need like 3 glasses of ice water. Otherwise, and also we were going to a barbecue after. So I'm like, babe, I can't be fucking doing that. And I was getting on the subway from there to go to the barbecue. I was like, this is not how I thrive.
It's a lot of things in one day.
A lot of things in one day. And I actually think I have a heat intolerance. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like, I literally can't fucking deal with being that hot. And I just want to take this opportunity to say as well, I feel like I've been talking this whole episode and you haven't said one word, but I will.
Really? Oh, I don't feel that way. And also, you have shit to say, and I'm sat.
Okay, great. I just want to say that, like, when people try, and our friend was at a wedding that same day, and it was a really hot day, and she was saying, she was saying, like, the ceremony was outside, and it was so fucking hot. And I just need to remind everybody that, like,
my nightmare.
I get why we, like, prioritize summer and that, like, we don't get a lot of it, of course, but, like, a brutally hot day is not taking advantage of the weather. If you are that hot, it is no longer enjoyable. You're getting burnt. You're getting fucking sick. You're getting hammered. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough out there.
Yeah, and for a wedding, that is really tough when people insist on having their weddings in July. Fine. Yeah. Up to you.
Yeah.
And then don't have any sort of plan for anyone to be covered.
Yes.
Or, like, fans or something.
So many ceremonies.
I mean, if your ceremony is going to be super quick, okay, fine. And like sometimes you get really nice weather in July where it's a breeze, and that's fine. Like Christine's was like that.
Yeah.
Like perfect weather, not too hot.
That is lucky.
But like a lot of the time, ceremonies in July are insanely hot and go so long, and you're just in the beating sun, and then you have to get up and drink, and it's a lot. And then you're wearing also formal wear.
Oh God, sweating through formal wear is the worst.
And I just, I don't know. Even if I didn't get married in May, which I decided to get married inside anyway because it's May.
Yeah.
And that can be really rainy. I mean, the summer can be really rainy too. So already I just didn't want to stress about weather. But I think even if it was the summer, I would still opt for like a more indoor option because of that. Right. Like I wouldn't want to deal with heat. I wouldn't want to be up there sweating as a bride. God.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Brides sweat and they don't care. Because they don't think about it. I think just in general, the overall idea is like summer is nice.
Yeah.
But it's like extreme heat is fucking horrible. I would literally rather like drink in any other climate. Like especially if you're drinking. I like drinking in the sun during the day. But like when you get sunburnt and like, oh my God, like just where we were, it was just blazing sun. Like I was like, I actually don't know what to do. Like,
and that's actually long. 7 innings. That's a few hours.
We went late too. Like we went late to the game. They were there already when we got there. So anyway, I get up. I'm like, I gotta go inside and chug like 3 glasses of water. I'm not gonna make it this fucking barbecue.
Yeah.
And then while I was up there chugging water, I felt like I was up there for 1 second, and 2 innings went by, and then Sam was like, "Game's over. Let's go." And I'm like, "What?" So I actually.
So you didn't even go home. You just were like, I gotta take a little time out.
No, I couldn't go home. We were going straight to her mom's place after for a barbecue, which was the part I was really looking forward to because I love drinking in someone's backyard.
Oh, and her house is so nice.
Her nice is so house. Like I need to come to your house soon because I need to drink in your backyard before I get knocked up. Watch out!
Something happens to you and Joe there.
Something really does happen.
But yeah, you should. I'm free.
It's because it's like a friend's house with so much space. I think I said this last time.
And ironically, everyone who's been like, I keep forgetting about the LCBO strike because I don't drink that much.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to flex. I'm not trying to flex.
No, you're not trying to flex. But
and Luke and I don't drink at home, and we just haven't.
You also drink wine, which is like you can go to the wine store.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But like, I just feel like we haven't been like he hasn't. I don't know. Like I feel like if I'm at a party, okay, fine, we have a few of those cans or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just like have not been drinking. Yeah. And I keep forgetting about the LCBO strike. And then people will say something like that, and I'm like, oh my God, what's so funny is I have so much booze. Like, I could be making a fortune right now. And for those who don't know, the LCBOs, did we talk about this?
We did in the last episode.
Okay. Yeah. So go listen to the last
Go listen to that, yeah.
And did I say this, that I had so much booze?
No, but I love knowing that. And I will come over.
Come through, because it's like we could really be throwing some good parties now and not even have to go to the store to get anything.
Yeah, no
but I don't know how long it's going to go on, so rationing.
Well, apparently the thing is done tomorrow.
Oh,
Strike's over tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because cottage weekends, that's rough.
Yeah,
Because Julia was over this weekend, my cousin, and her husband was going on a boys' cottage weekend, and they had to like rummage together. So like, it reminded me of high school.
There was
where you
a TikTok
have to,
going
take
around
shit.
that was like, okay, and this is how Canadian cottages are. Like, how Canadian, not Canadian cottages, how Canadian it is to go to cottages.
Oh, yeah.
Because people, as I told you, every time you say cottage, people like on my TikTok will be like, oh, you're rich. And it's like, no, a cottage weekend is a very common occurrence here. Yeah. But I
mean, still.
Yeah, but some cottages are shit.
Yeah, but still a second residence.
Home. But usually a cottage...
But it's common.
It's common, and I also feel like a lot of people's cottages were bought by their, like, grandparents. It's like you inherit a cottage. No one, like,
totally
is really...
I know, that's why when Luke wanted to invest in a cottage, I was like, well, that's a horrible investment.
No, you either get one given to you from the gander, or you don't.
Like, but the idea is for it to be a family cottage and pass it down. So it's like, we're never seeing that money. So just, if you want a cottage... get a cottage, but it's not like a money-making endeavor.
Yes.
Really.
Definitely not.
I guess unless you want it to be.
Unless you want to do like a full-time Airbnb thing, and that's like a fucking nightmare.
And that's a full-time job.
But anyway, there's been this trend on TikTok that's like what you brought to the cottage during Canadian Prohibition, and it's everybody showing up at the cottage with like the most motley...
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Bags of like half a bottle of wine, like 3 loose cans, like Jaeger, like weird
old
shit.
Brandy or something at the bottom.
Gosling rum or something. It's so funny. And like it became a trend.
People are going to be puking.
People are going to be puking. Jungle juice. That's just some jungle juice shit. But usually a cottage has booze in it. Like,
but and booze. Wine. If you drink wine, then you're fine.
Yeah,
we
or
have
cans.
wine stores too.
I think you can get cans from the... Actually, I don't know. I just made that up.
I don't think you can get anything with liquor.
We're going to start getting liquor on August 5th.
Right, which I learned that's why the strike.
Yes.
occurred.
So that's really exciting.
Okay,
so we should answer some questions. We're not going to answer 3 today because we've been talking for an hour. But we will answer 2.
Okay. Great.
Maybe 3. We'll see. Okay.
Also, we're in person, so a catch up like this was necessary.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I'm at Sam's in Toronto.
Yeah.
If people want to have a visual. Oh, well, I guess we were talking about...
We have to post that man that was behind us just now.
True. I guess already you know that.
Okay, so here we go. Subject is taking space so his head can get unfucked. Anon, please, but feel free to stalk. IG is blank. Wow, I love that. That is how you write into us, and I am going to stalk right now. Anyway... Hi, Sam and Annie. Sorry, I'm typing in your username elsewhere. Okay.
Gorgeous.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. J'adore.
Wow. Really beautiful.
Wow, that really took my fucking breath away. All right.
Okay.
So
now that we know that.
Now that we're attracted to you. Hi, Sam and Annie. I'm a huge fan of the podcast and the two of you. I'm writing in because I, 25 female, have gone through a split with my boyfriend, 27 male. We dated once before for about a year and a half right after my best friend died and my boyfriend was in a bad place. He was living at home, sad boy musician vibes. Oh, I know that. And so because of where we were as individuals, when we got together, things moved really quickly, as in he fully moved in with me about 4 dates in. Whoa. We were together for a year and a half or so until we broke up and parted ways. He dated someone new. I moved in with my 2 best friends. Cut to January. He reached out over Instagram a few days after his birthday to thank me for sending him a present, a book, which I did not send him.
Oh.
Weird. We started talking again, met up for coffee. He revealed that he and his girlfriend had broken up and we started seeing each other again casually, which if you ask me was just us dating but not saying we're dating. He got me a contact case for his place. We spent most nights together on the phone, etc. Last month, we went on a road trip together, and he talked about how he always comes back to me and about how deep our connection is or whatever. I told him that I didn't think I could do this casually anymore, so we officially started dating. Now, I'll preface this next part by saying that he is admittedly not in a good place, all in caps, both literally and emotionally. He's living in a room of an old lady's house. His job is making him miserable, and he's struggling with money, depression, OCD, etc. Okay, that's a bad combo. The other day we had a discussion where he basically said that he felt like he couldn't date responsibly right now, that I deserve to see him and know him when he's a better version of himself, that he loves me and he doesn't feel like this is the end, but he needs to take some time and some space to figure things out on his end. I agree that this is for the best, for him and for me, but I'm having a hard time with the separation. We spoke every day, and to go from that to nothing at all is really hard. I don't want to put myself on ice and wait for him, especially because I worry that he'll just start dating someone else rather than actually doing the work that he needs to do on himself. But unfortunately, I happen to love this sad musician boy and his brain. What are your thoughts on taking space? How much is too much, and should I at some point reach out in a month or so? Please help me. This happened yesterday, and I just got my period, and so the feelings are hitting so fucking hard right now. That is brutal. That is brutal.
Okay, well, knowing that this just happened yesterday, it's like, okay.
Well, yesterday was a few days ago now because she sent this a little while ago.
Right, but I still, like, it's fresh. So I feel like we don't trust those feelings so much when it's that fresh. Like,
we don't trust our sadness that much.
we don't, like, put too much stock in, like, the sadness meaning a lot because you're also adjusting to, like, not talking to someone every day. Like, it's a lot of things.
Yes, it is a lot of things.
My view is that, like, you can't make anyone pick you. So him saying he needs space is like, yeah, like there's nothing you can do about that because if it went so far as him to make that decision, then that is what he wants.
It's frustrating when you bring it up though. Like, I feel like I know what's happening here. Like, are you also kind of wondering if he would have said this if you didn't say, I want to date you seriously now?
I don't care because, no, I don't believe that. I unfortunately do kind of believe if he wanted to, he would.
I do too.
And I do believe in, like, weird places in your life for sure. I mean, I broke up with my husband because I was in a weird place. Like, it actually kind of wasn't, like, it was kind of to do with him, but, like, it was more to do with me. and then, like, found my way back, obviously, and it's fine. So, like, it can happen. It's just, so I don't think that's pretend, but even what really stuck out to me was her saying, I don't want him to date someone else in this time instead of actually doing the work. And it's like, well, if he's going to do that, then that's what it is. Like, if, I don't know, like, if, okay, I'm watching Love Island USA.
Okay.
And one girl, or is it might be in, I'm watching UK at the same time, as you know.
I see.
So it actually might be in
I did
the
know
UK
that.
one. But, it is in the UK one. This girl keeps saying, if you can take him, you can have him. And that's,
I
and
love
I'm like, that is so true. It's like, if he's that takeable by someone else, then you can have him. I don't know. Like, you can't make him want to date you by holding him close and making sure that he can't see anyone else, or, like, if he wants to take space and wants to work on things, I think that's valid.
Yeah.
If he starts seeing someone else, like, that's because he wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So it sucks to hear because it's like, that's so out of your control, but I just think, like, maybe that would make you feel better because it's just like, that is the scenario and it's nothing you're doing wrong.
Yeah, it's nothing you're doing wrong. I feel like I've had something like this happen to me before with, like, kind of, I used to date sad musician boys myself. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. And I feel like I would always get frustrated when it's like, we are dating. That is what we're doing. And then I happened to mention it. And now the semantics of it threw off this whole thing. Could you be more annoying? Like, we are dating, though. So I just happened to say that. And because I
got spooked.
And then you got spooked, and now we're broken up. Like, oh my God, was that the risk of bringing up? And again, I think this goes back to Annie's point, which is like, okay, like, if he's like that, then fuck him. So fair. Yeah. But I understand the frustration of being like, oh, like, maybe if I just didn't say that, like, we just were dating. Like, why did I have to get in the way? And, like, I know that he's, like, all weird and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying I relate to that. I don't think it should matter because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay. Wait, I could have made that point in both ways, but I'm just going to make it in a forward-moving way.
Okay.
Because I could have said, it is what it is. You are just dating. You know what I mean? That's what's annoying about that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is, which is, this is a guy that will not say definitively that you're exclusive, so it doesn't really matter what was happening before because that's not a sustainable way of dating.
And if it's that on the edge, you don't want to be scared to bring anything up. Like, one of the best parts about dating for real is that you're like, yeah, you're my fucking boyfriend. I can say whatever. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, like, oh no, was that too much? Was that too forward to, like, I don't know. It's like, that is the nice thing about dating. Even better to be married. Oh my God, you can say fucking anything.
Anything. Take shits, do whatever.
Like, well, I don't do that.
Yeah, neither do I. I actually don't, but I talk about it a lot.
No, but it is fun to be, like, that security is not nothing. Like, there is something to someone sort of declaring, yes, I'm choosing you and I want to be together sort of no matter what. Obviously not. Like, boyfriend and girlfriend is not marriage.
Well, even with marriage, I mean,
even with marriage,
step out of line,
yeah,
try
but
it.
Like, there is some security there and like, if you do feel like, oh, if I just didn't say that, would we still be together? It's like, yeah, you'd be together but you would still feel like you wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
like, you
for sure.
wanted to. The fact of the matter is, you wanted to date. He wasn't ready. I actually don't think it's personal, but like, he isn't ready for whatever reasons. Like, I mean, you listed a few that check out.
I mean, and you know what? I get loving someone that, like,
is difficult.
I don't want to say that, like, actually, yeah, I do want to say it. I was going to say, like, okay, lives in an old lady's house, has money problems, has depression, has OCD, is a poor musician. Okay. I've dated that exact guy. Musician, depression, broke. For sure. That's usually the combo you get when you date a musician, period. But it's like, if you're gonna date all those things because you love all those qualities and you can accept all those qualities, that only works if he likes all the qualities about you. You know what I mean? It's kind of bullshit that you're like, I'm taking on, like, A, B, C, and D.
I'm like turning a blind eye to so many
like,
things.
You know, like, like, you realize you're 25.
You're not a catch.
Yeah, like, no, you're a catch. The girl's
no,
a catch.
you.
I'm
saying to the guy.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. So it's kind of like, it's so annoying that if the only thing that makes the person special or interesting is that you love them, then think about that. And they don't want you. Like, that's, I don't know. That's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Like, if you would write this person down on paper, which you did, and told us about him, like, I get being in love with someone randomly, but, like, if you're gonna take on all of, like, the mental health stuff and the fact that, like, you know, no money, whatever. Like, whatever. This stuff, like, you can do it, but he better treat you well.
And know that he wants to date you, at minimum.
Exactly. Like, fuck that. Like, you are a catch. I just looked at your photo.
Yeah.
Annie and I were aghast.
But also, yeah, like, if you are fine with being, like, with doing this dance of we kind of always come back to each other and whatever, it's like, that's fine. Like, as long as you are cool with the scenario, I don't think this is inherently bad. I don't think you should put yourself on ice. And that's what I do kind of worry about, because I think even if...
Especially if you suspect that he might not.
Yeah, true. But, like, you know when you have someone on the go and, you, like, in the back of your mind, so you actually don't...
Yes.
You're not actually open.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about on and off relationships. It's like
breaks.
You actually have to break up. Otherwise, you are on ice.
Yeah, you just don't take opportunities because you have someone waiting in the wings, you think.
Subconsciously
So
on ice.
I actually am like, maybe this guy will sort it out, whatever. You never know for the future. But I don't think you should hang your hat on that.
No, and you deserve better. That's the bottom line. Like, if someone doesn't want to date you, it really doesn't matter why. It's like, okay... I don't know. Like, I'm not sitting around for this. And even though, like, I get it, because I know this feeling where you're like, I feel like we're kismet in all these ways, and there's like some serendipitous shit happening. You left, you came back together, blah blah blah. I feel
also know, like, loving someone's brain. Like, I've said that exact
I know you have.
thing.
Yes.
And it sucks when it actually sucks so much when you like have that kind of brain connection with someone.
Yes.
Especially if you like haven't had that, because you're like, you do think, oh, this is something great. This is something so special. Yeah. And you just unfortunately time and just like knowing a million other things that you want, and then where the place I got to with it was like, and that was special and nice, but like, you know, I don't even have to discredit it. It's like, that was really cool. It was cool to find someone that was so, like, I did love his brain.
Yes.
But it's not enough. I just don't care.
One element isn't enough.
And
anyway.
like, I love your brain.
Thank you.
So it's
and
fine.
I love yours.
I have found that in my life, and I will find it again. I know it seems like I don't love my husband's brain.
No. No, but I also feel like
when you feel like you are like
yes
connected by the brain.
Yes.
Like, love Luke dearly. We have different brains.
Same with Joe and I.
And I love him, and I love his brain, but it's not like a brain connection like you are me and I am you.
100%. I feel the same way with my husband. Like, we've got a lot of shit going on with him, but simply, like, we were literally talking about this last night because we were talking about what kind of, like, dreams we have.
Right.
Like, at night. And I'm like, I would never fucking dream. I was talking about this in the podcast earlier where we haven't been to the movies together. Like, we don't like the same shit.
Yeah.
We don't dream about the same things. Our brains do not work the same way. I have 100% dated people where I felt like you felt like this is like a soulmate connection. Like, something is so... And you were probably meant to meet that person for a different reason. But ultimately with partners, I don't... Like, your partner kind of has to do more than just...
And I wonder if maybe that is the reason you meet them. It's like you meet them so that you can actually like choose better for yourself. Like it's almost like a level you have to get over to be like, I recognize what that was and I've chosen differently for myself.
Totally.
And that's cool. Like, it's cool to know that about yourself. It makes me feel like I'm in control of my own life. I'm not powerless to like random connections. Like, I choose the people I want in my life and the people that treat me well and that are going to align with the kind of life I see for myself. And that doesn't mean that anything I had before that was like pointless. It's like, no. Isn't that cool? That's
actually so true. Like, imagine you just passively accepted like people in your life because they were similar to you or because you like enjoyed like elements of their brain or like you have good sex or whatever, but it's like they don't actually treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Like, that.
Yeah, or you couldn't have the life that you want to have with them. So it's like, what's the point, kind of? It's like, that's all well and good in your 20s when it kind of, none of those other things really matter, so you can really put a lot of stock in brain-to-brain connection.
Yes.
But, and it's funny, because even brain-to-brain connection seems, when you're like newly figuring out relationships and love, you think, and probably based on movies and stuff, you think that that's what you're supposed to be looking for. And I feel like the older you get and the more you decide on your own what you want for your life, I actually like the more different Luke and I are in brain, I'm like, well, thank God. If life with a monogamous partner, family, whatever, is supposed to be about essentially teaming up.
Yeah.
How crazy, like, it's kind of pointless to team up with someone who has the same fucking brain as you. Like, what a waste of resources.
Totally.
If life is about, like, doing annoying shit together, kind of, and, like, I don't know. I would rather have someone whose brain works differently than mine, because I think we are, like, stronger that way.
Totally.
Rather than two fucking...
From a partnership standpoint...
creative folks.
Two creative folks is tough. That would be tough. I mean, you and I would be homeless.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we have a fucking podcast, and our husbands go to work.
We have an artistic brain.
We have a podcast that kind of made us money that we stopped.
Wow,
the
because we're such good people. Because we're so artistic. We are so for the people. We shut our Patreon down. Oh my God, yeah.
I'm so anti-capitalist.
That's so true.
Crazy.
Annie is an anti-capitalist, and I'm a fucking money-hungry
No,
motherfucker.
I'm not. No. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about this.
I haven't formed my views. I don't know what's right to say.
Don't say anything. When you get home, don't
No,
worry.
I'm a communist. Wait, no.
Socialist.
No.
Do you know when Joe gets home, he's going to fucking talk your ear off about
Biden?
He'll share his theories with you.
I can't wait.
Yeah, they weren't totally thought out the other day, so he didn't want to put it in recording.
Okay.
The girls wanted our group chat wanted a voice note of Joe and his musings on Biden. And then last night, do you want to know? Okay, here's how different me and my husband are. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to your question really quickly. To answer your question, I get that this really sucks, but ultimately, the point Annie made is the best. Is this someone who fits into the life you want, not the life you have? Like, do you want someone that it's just easier with? Because that's fine. Like, do you want someone where it's just like you don't have to worry about bringing those things up, and like these little isms of his don't get in the way of like doing normal things that maybe you just want. And ultimately, like, do you want to date someone that wants to date you? Because that's the biggest thing. And in which case, absolutely, don't leave him on ice. People can change. I've seen it happen literally one time, so don't hold your breath. But like, people can change. And if he does the work and comes back to you, great. But if you're already sitting here going, well, what if he just dates someone else? Then fuck him. Literally fuck him.
Yeah.
Date someone else.
If she can take him, she can have him.
If she can take him, she can have him is so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It takes all of it off of you. It's just like, either you want to be with me or you want to be with her. Or like, you want to be with me or you don't. It's not like, it's actually not that deep.
Yeah.
And like, I do kind of hate when these sad musician boys try to overcomplicate things like this.
It's always
I feel like it is in that type. It's like, these kinds of guys love to be like, oh,
brooding,
like,
artsy.
We're meant to come back to each other, but I'm in such a bad place. I couldn't possibly.
Yeah, this sounds really lazy.
Possibly.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, we're meant to come back to each other, so just like know that, and then I'm gonna fucking do nothing, so I don't have to put effort into this, and then in a few years you'll probably still want me because we do. We always want these dumb losers.
If he's in a position where like he's having money problems or whatever, like maybe in his mind he's like, oh, having a girlfriend means I have to kind of address that, and maybe he's in a place where he's just like, I don't feel like fucking
getting my shit
anything
together.
And when I have like a situationship, that's fine, but as soon as I have a girlfriend, there's going to be expectations.
Totally.
And I don't feel like fucking doing that.
And do you know what's crazy? I have found there have been many guys I've dated where I'm always astounded how they can put themselves and their insecurity over me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never too insecure to date someone. Yeah. If I like you, I like you.
You're like, don't worry, I can be insecure right next to you.
Oh, yeah. You can be my fucking emotional support penis. I don't care. But like, I remember when my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, like all the issues that we had were about him kind of feeling like insecure to me. Like to the point where it just ruined our relationship because he felt like he didn't like that I'd slept with people before, all this shit. And every fight we had was basically incited by the fact that he did not like that I had a past, or he didn't like when I talked to other people or did other things or blah, 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 blah. But we were like so in love. And it always blew my mind how he would choose being insecure over what was right in front of him. Like, I was like, wow, how much does it suck to be too weak to enjoy the things you want?
And that you have.
Yeah.
Like, I am like giving myself on a platter. Like, what's the point of even being insecure? Because I'm showing you.
Because insecurity cannot be shown. It's from within.
Yeah.
It's from within, guys.
And that was also kind of like a manipulation tactic. Like, there was something deeper going on.
There was something deeper going on, but most of it, like, came, like, he was mostly mean if something, his feelings were hurt. Like, like most fucking bullies. Bullies are bullied, or whatever the fuck that term is. Not like I bullied him, but anyway. I'm just saying, like, every time, like, you could really easily chart when he was going to go off, because it would have something to do with me doing something that made him inadvertently feel like I was insecure, and then obviously his insecurity, he didn't want to just take accountability for, so he'd be like, well, because you were looking at that guy, and it's like, I wasn't looking at shit. You made up that I was looking at that guy, and that's why we kept fighting. But I'm like, if you just got out of your own way for a second, you'd just enjoy this relationship instead of be like, oh, actually, I'm a poor, brooding musician. I can't try. It's like, all right.
And then I would also hate for you to be like, it's okay, I don't need anything, like, I'm good. I don't need any of the girlfriend stuff.
I did
like,
that.
and it's also like, okay, well, don't like downplay what you deserve out of a relationship in order to keep this guy who is like, okay, great, I can just have you and not have to try or do anything.
Yeah, and at the very least, like, don't you want to be able to face your friends? If there's nothing
or
more,
us,
there's nothing more brutal than being like, fuck it, I'll just do anything to stay with this person, and then your friends are looking at you like, all right, good stuff. So anyway, I think this is a growth opportunity for you. Fuck this guy, fuck his brain, go fuck someone else, and then maybe he'll come back.
Yeah, and like, that's fine. If
that's
you
fine.
know,
and honestly, if you get back with him, we won't be mad.
No, we won't be
mad.
Not a good
idea,
but
though.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, absolutely, that's not our advice. I'm just saying we won't be mad because I
we
can't
get it.
be mad because I've done that.
Yeah.
Especially when I was 25. I was an idiot, and probably until I was 28.
And also know if he dates someone else, it's like, don't worry. Like, I don't know. That's
Great,
not...
then she gets that really
she
sick
gets that,
version of
or
him.
he'll realize he'll do the same thing. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
He's not suddenly gonna get married.
Yeah, he dates someone else. It doesn't mean he's like... Or he dates someone that will really just tolerate whatever level of...
Yeah, and will never, ever say,
then he'll
did
never
you want to
change.
date properly?
Yeah, exactly. Like, after my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, he immediately started dating an 18-year-old. Why? Because young girls don't care as much about grown-up things.
Right.
Because they're young.
Right.
So,
That's what Leonardo DiCaprio does.
yeah, exactly. Because then he never has to think about, like, actually, like, starting a home and, like, getting mortgages with women and, like, making babies and whatever the fuck. I don't think he wants to have kids.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he has mortgages either, but...
Yeah, no, he pays
still.
cash. He pays cash, baby. Okay, instead of doing one more question, I'm just going to tell you something funny.
Great.
So, I was going to tell Annie this earlier about... Well, I was going to tell all of you this earlier about this fucking AccuWeather. You don't know what it's about to be. What? I was going to talk about how different Joe and my brain are.
Okay.
So last night we're falling asleep, and I talked about this before on the podcast, how Joe really likes to get deep when I am so not there.
Right.
And he said something to me, and it made me feel so dumb that I literally just went, I feel dumb. And he was like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just...
Can I interject? I fear that this thing that annoys you about Joe is you making him watch 10 minutes of Deadpool when he's on his way to bed.
100%. It is the same thing. Maybe that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
like subconsciously like reacting to this shit. So anyway, he liked Deadpool though. Making me think, at least when I make you watch Deadpool, I'm not saying like, hey, fucking put your brain back on after you're like snoozing. I'm just like, lie here, watch Deadpool. You don't even fucking need to close your eyes. I don't care.
Yeah, but he's so efficient that probably is annoying to him because he's like, why would I sit here and not use my brain for 10 minutes and be awake? Like, I should at least be asleep, or I should be thinking about something deep.
Or reading.
Yeah, or reading. Why would I sit here?
Do you ever think about, tell me, I just thought about this today because this conversation last night prompted me into thinking to do this.
Okay.
Do you ever think, I really need to use my brain today? Like, I need to, like, learn something. Okay, I don't either. Joe does. Like, I don't ever think, like, oh, I need to learn something right now, or I need to learn something
Well,
today.
I use my brain in so many ways. Like, I don't need learning to be like, I used my brain. Like, I listen to podcasts and I'm like, oh, I'm like crafting responses if I were there. I'm using my brain. It might not be like,
okay,
I might not be getting a medal,
you know
but
what?
I feel like I've used my brain.
So I realized I've asked the wrong person because you do listen to podcasts. So you
Yeah,
are,
but I'm not listening to like fucking NPR.
but I feel like you always say like, oh, I learned this in a podcast. Like you're always learning.
I
new
guess I am
information.
learning. That's the thing.
You're
I guess
learning.
I'm just like, I don't know. My brain gets used. I don't feel at the end of the day like, whoa. Even when I'm watching Love Island for hours on end, I'm using that noggin.
Yeah, of course, of course. You know what you're perceiving, you're thinking, etc.
Yeah, but I also don't feel guilt from like resting or sleeping in or not going outside. So I don't think I don't get that. I don't feel like, oh, I wasn't a good human today. Like,
Okay.
I'm like, if I'm alive,
That's good enough.
I'm good. Yeah,
Okay.
I did a good job.
That's great. Okay, I also feel like that, but then sometimes Joe will say something to me and it'll require me to really think. Like my comprehension sometimes I feel like just isn't there because I don't use that muscle often. I don't really have to like look at things and figure them out like a riddle and like read things and try and comprehend like what that means for the greater picture. Like I'm just like, what? So he was telling me yesterday, first of all, he was telling me about that Biden thing, which I honestly can't even reiterate because I did not comprehend it. I just stared at him cross-eyed like a dodo bird.
Okay.
But then...
I mean, how complicated could it be?
He was explaining why the timing was necessary because, like, the exact timing of when he dropped out was after the debate, but before the Democratic Party thing. But
National Convention,
before the National Convention, but something about if they did it after the National Convention, if they did it before the debate and he wasn't nominated, then the Democrats could pick any new leader, but since he did it after he was nominated, he could endorse Kamala Harris. And then something about the timing before and after the thing, too. Honestly, I don't remember, okay? So that's how much I took from that.
Yeah, I mean, the timing seems crazy late, but also there is something to, like, Trump's campaign has been so, like, directed towards Biden that they do have to, like, pivot.
Yes, and that's also what Joe said.
Yeah.
He was like... Okay,
We'll talk about it tonight. Yeah.
Okay. But
This isn't a political show.
This is not a political show, although it can get quite political. In fact, I'm about to talk about AccuWeather.
Okay.
So there's an app.
Uh-oh, not this again. Weather with Joe.
Weather with Joe. Not Weather with Joe again, because we love to fight about what fucking weather means. But anyway, no, this is not about Weather with Joe. This is about AccuWeather, which is a weather app that I have because my little cousin told me it is the most accurate weather app. And
It's like the radar, right?
It's like better than the Weather Network. It's better than whatever else you're using on your phone. You got to get AccuWeather. So I got it, and I've been using it forever. And I've also been like dumping this rhetoric on people, which is AccuWeather. It's the best weather app.
Yeah.
So
no,
Joe's...
That's not what I have. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So Joe's...
that's my phone.
And your phone's over there, yeah. So Joe's reading a book where they're basically talking about how AccuWeather is a company that started in the 60s. It was a weather channel. And then it became just normal weather network. And what they did was something that was pure evil, but it took me so long to understand what he was saying. Basically, all the weather in the world comes from the government. The government does all the research. They get all the data, and then all weather networks and whatever it do is
report it.
Yeah, they forecast based on that data, but like they don't actually collect anything. That's what the government does. We pay taxes so that there's an area of the government that does that, and every single weather network is getting their weather information from the same place, because obviously if they were collecting all that data, we as individuals would pay a lot more to know the weather, which is something that we just know, right? Like, you don't fucking think about, like, how do we know the weather?
Yeah,
like,
who's doing that? Out of the goodness of their own hearts?
Exactly. Well, the government is doing it out of the goodness of their own hearts, although we are paying taxes to fund, like, media, whatever the fuck they are.
All of it.
There's a whole section of government whose job is to, like, get this data and whatever. Mm-hmm. Then they send it to every weather network, and they just do that for free. Like, every weather network has access to it, and how they report it is up to them. So AccuWeather was doing this thing in the 90s, and for 25 years they were trying to lobby the government to not be able to... Hold on. Wait, let me get this right. Basically, they were trying to make it so the government still had to collect all of the data, but they weren't able to give it to other weather networks. So they were basically lobbying to make people pay for AccuWeather, but also pay taxes, because the government would still have to employ the people to get the data.
Okay. So and then everyone would pay for an app
for AccuWeather
to get access to it.
Yes. So they were just trying to do that for 25 years. And apparently they got, like, pretty close to, like, actually getting this done, which I don't understand how they got close. It doesn't benefit anybody except AccuWeather.
Right, yeah. Like, so who was being weird. Like, good call?
There was Rick Santorum. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, apparently that guy. Anyway, can't go into more details about Rick Santorum because I don't remember that part. I just remember Joe saying Rick Santorum, and I was like, guys, picture me cross-eyed. I was looking at fucking TikTok. I was reading an article. Oh my god, what was I reading? But when I say article, you know I mean Wikipedia page about, like...
I thought you meant TikTok. So.
Well, I was reading, actually, using my noggin. And then, so he's telling me this, and I'm like, that's crazy. And for a second, I couldn't understand, because he was like, so they were lobbying the government to only give them the data so that civilians would pay twice. And I'm like, why would the civilians pay twice? And he's like, because they'd have to pay the government and AccuWeather. And I'm like, why would they pay both? Like, I like couldn't. And then after, it took me, in my opinion, too long to understand what he was talking about. So then I just go, so they're evil. And he's like, yes, they're evil. You get it. And I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I don't know what just happened there, but I just feel so stupid. Like, it just took me so long, and then I just didn't have anything smart to say back. I was just like, yeah, man, that company sounds fucking evil. Like, why would they do that?
You know what I would have said back?
What? Shut up?
No, I would have said, why are we talking about something that didn't happen? Like, it's funny to be like, and then they lobbied for this long, and they almost did it. It's like, okay, well, they didn't.
I guess because...
I mean, I guess it's definitely mildly interesting, but
it's like don't download AccuWeather. They're run by assholes. And that's the message of this episode.
Okay, but you think that's stopping them, I guess?
No, I don't think anybody knows about this. I think Joe just read this random-ass book.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, if you still want AccuWeather for free...
Yes.
He's suggesting maybe... don't even give them support, because that support is...
No, he's suggesting pull the veil aside, because another thing about AccuWeather is, since all of the weather things are getting the exact same data at the exact same time, if AccuWeather predicts a tornado, because you're just predicting it based off the data that everybody gets, and most of the time everybody's pretty accurate. But hypothetically, let's say AccuWeather predicted a tornado 4 minutes or 3 minutes before the Weather Network did. They will publish that and use that as PR, and then people believe it. And I believed it. I thought AccuWeather was the best weather app, not knowing that it's impossible to be the best weather app. They're all given the same tools.
Right. I guess it depends how you like the information delivered. Because I thought AccuWeather, it's like you see the weather radar.
You can, but you can on the Weather Network too if you click on radar.
Oh, I don't.
You can just click on radar anywhere.
Okay.
Everybody has a radar.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. And then if they don't get it on time, which also probably 90% of the time they don't get it before every other app, because why would they?
Yeah.
Then they just don't publish that. So it's just like a corrupt app of people that were trying to make civilians pay for the weather forecast, which is, imagine that went through. Imagine we all had to pay to know what the weather was going to be. Like, that's crazy.
Would that only be in the U.S., though?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe it would only be in the U.S. But isn't it great? We really take for granted the fact that, like, we just are given, like, to think about all the people that go into telling us the weather. Like, there's people hired for that. And we don't think about, like, imagine we had to pay to know what the weather was. That's crazy.
That is crazy. I don't know that we take it for granted because there's so few things in this life that we just get. Like, everything is you have to pay for. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it's kind of like, oh, wow, yeah, true. We don't have to pay for that. But also, it's like, you do need to know the weather. Like, it is kind of a basic bit of information that needs to be accessible to people for, like, safety.
Right. But, like, what other information is like that? That's, like, free like that? That's, like, necessary. You know what I mean? News.
I mean,
we don't pay for news. But
W is is weather in news.
Hold up.
News is an acronym.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me guess what the other ones are.
I don't know what the answer is, but I know that weather is one.
Something entertainment. No, it can't be entertainment. Really? No.
I don't know.
Really, Annie?
I don't know.
Weather and
I just
sports.
know it's an acronym. I think so.
National. I don't know.
I know. You think it would be like politics too. Will you look that up?
Yeah,
and see
I have
if I'm
my
right?
phone. Yeah, no, it is an acronym. I have heard that before. Oh, I have a missed call from Joe, which means we're going to have to hang up soon because that probably means he's ordering us shawarma.
Okay, yeah. My shawarma thing continues.
But
yeah, no, it is. It's not cool.
Notable events weather.
Notable events weather.
Hold on. Verify.com. What is news? Does it really stand for notable events, weather, and sports? Answer: no.
Oh.
We can verify this news acronym is false.
Oh.
Notable events, weather, and sports, and the internet went wild. But here's the definition from Merriam-Webster: a report of recent events, previously unknown information, something having a specified.
No, we know what
influence.
it is. We just wanted to know if it was an acronym.
It's not an acronym.
Okay.
Why'd they make that word?
Well, that was a rumor going around.
That was a rumor, and I believed it too.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to think about because it's always cool to when you think of something that is just so a part of your day-to-day, and then you're like, oh, I guess I never thought about how that works.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I'm like, oh my God, thanks for giving it for free, guys. Like,
no, it's not for free. Also, we pay taxes.
Yeah, we pay taxes. That's what I was going to say. It's not for free. We also didn't ask, but I guess, sure.
Didn't ask.
Like, didn't ask. Happy to have it, but it is kind of funny to be like, oh, aren't you so grateful? It's like, I don't know. You take my tax money, you want to put it there, and then tell me the weather so I can plan my cottage weekend. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure. About the cottage weekends, for sure. That's pretty clutch.
But I do think if we didn't have it, it would be fine. Like, it's only because we've become accustomed to checking the weather before things that it's crazy when we didn't have access to that.
Yeah.
But I think if we never got weather reports, that would be a normal part of our life.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a normal part of a lot of people's lives for years and years before we got television.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they had the radio.
And before the radio, what was there? A sundial.
Yeah.
And like a bird.
I guess they've always kind of been reporting the weather.
They've always been kind of reporting the weather.
Yeah. But it's not cool.
It's not cool. And weather is cool, as we discussed.
I
fucking love the weather. And that's why
really
I love the movie Twister. Not Twisters. Because they go too far with it. They take it too frickin' far.
Or not far enough.
And there's no fucking hanky-panky. God damn it.
I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah. Still watch and report
and then I'll let you know. What if I love it?
That would be hilarious.
I don't like bad writing, though.
Oh, you won't like it then. it is horrible writing.
And I hate bad acting.
You will not like this. All right, guys. I think that's where we'll call it. I mean,
Okay, sorry for the lack of advice today.
Sorry,
but
we'll do
some
advice.
eps we just
had
had
a
a
rock and
lot
roll,
to
baby.
say.
Yeah.
Also, I think we poured our hearts and souls into that one question.
no, yeah, we did.
No, seriously.
And also, I'm gonna come to St. Catharines next week
Great.
because then we'll go to the States. No
Yes.
longer a prohibition, but if I'm not pregnant, I'm gonna need a baby.
So, yeah, we haven't been to Target in a minute. When was that? November?
oh my god.
October? No, I moved in October.
No, I feel like it was after my wedding. I think it was like February.
Either way, winter time.
It was way too far away.
So yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, this has been fun.
This has been fun. I'm having a good time.
And now we're going to eat some shawarma
Yeah.
with Joe, and he's going to tell us about
And Joe's
Joe
gonna,
Biden.
Yeah, God knows what else Joe's
I never
gonna
really
tell
thought
us
about the fact that the president's name is the same name as your husband.
I know.
Joe?
That is why. Okay, and he doesn't think about that either. And that is why, when it was our 3-year anniversary, I put my face on Kamala Harris's face, holding the fucking phone, saying, "We did it, Joe!" And I got it printed at Staples.
That's so
and
funny.
he didn't laugh. He didn't even fucking get it. I'm not kidding. Isn't that crazy? It was
Wait.
so topical. It was so topical. So when did they win the election?
20.
Okay. No shit. So 2020, that was right when, remember that was going around, she's like,
Yes,
we did it, Joe.
Of course.
That year.
Iconic.
So it was our 2-year anniversary.
It's like, if you say, like, what's a meme with Joe, that's what I would say.
Okay, it was our 2-year anniversary. We made it through fucking COVID
Yeah.
in Wasaga Beach, and I put my head on Kamala Harris's body with sunglasses on. We did it, Joe. And he didn't, I don't even know, maybe he was like sleeping on that part of the internet.
Maybe he wasn't into U.S. politics yet.
Oh, because
Remember
I hadn't
that's,
shown
like,
him,
new?
Because I hadn't shown him Hamilton yet.
Yeah.
That's how we got into U.S. politics.
But, like, everyone knew that.
Hamilton.
But no, wait, when's your anniversary? Fall. Oh, no, he got into Hamilton July.
That's right.
2020.
You're
Didn't
right.
we all?
Yeah, so what the fuck? Or maybe he just didn't find it funny. Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe he just like doesn't think I'm funny.
Or did he find it funny but he didn't, like, burst out laughing?
No. It was like he stared at it like, what is this?
Would you make a shirt, or what did you say?
It was our card. I can probably find
card.
it. It's like it's a university. It's
Now,
an anniversary
I'm going to
card.
ask him today if he finds that funny. Like, if he now, with a little time.
Okay, yeah, because
A little
that
distance.
really upset me.
Yeah, that's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
Different brains.
different brains. Okay,
At
guys.
least we've got each other.
Guys, wasn't that cute? Aw, you're so cute with my gums. I'm so happy. I smiled so big I could feel my fucking lip disappear. Got so pumped I lost my upper lip. Full gum smile at my friend. She's probably like, ew. Okay. Anyway, we're going to order our shawarma right in. Next week, we will hopefully be in person again. Hopefully, enough of this shit.
We will. We'll make it our business.
Okay, we'll make it our business to be. All right, guys.
Kiss.
Love y'all.